Now let's go to today's post in gaming. Video game nostalgia.
Mirari01 says I miss when I was able to spend days on end playing Zelda or Morrowind or CIV. Nowadays not only do I have less time, I don't have that same kind of mind anymore. I can't invest that same amount of focus.
Soked Bradenchi says it's almost impossible to keep up with my games nowadays.
Polak Bob says I've been having a lot of trouble with this recently. I have the money to buy whatever system and games I want. I have the flexibility to stay up and play when I want. I just don't have the mindset anymore. It doesn't grab me like it used to. For a while it was a bummer. Recently my daughter discovered Minecraft, however, and I feel like I'm living through her. I remember the excitement at thinking you were the person to figure something out in a game. She has so much fun, it's infectious. It reminds me of my dad, who definitely went through the same cycle. I always assumed he was humoring me when he said he had fun just watching me play. Now I know it may have been true.
Cigarette Casserole says hit me right in the feels. I still play the original games that made me feel this way though, that way I can try and relive the nostalgia.
Not the belt says time is busted. Every 24 hours it regenerates full health and you have to face the entire day again.
Bayou Boogie says as I hit the go button on WoW Classic.
Now let's go to today's post in gaming. One of my earliest and best gaming memories will always be the first time I looked up at that ring.
Mid-Lebedai Injury says, and my first video game terror when the flood sent all those little alien bastards out.
Dufflin says staying up and beating Halo on co-op with a friend was the best times. Kamar Jenkins says when you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
Annoying Screeches says creating this perception of massive scale at that time, that too throughout the game, it's well known for a reason.
Esmeralda says Cortana to Echo 419.
Ivan Stravers says and your second memory was shooting at the ring, just because.
Now let's go to today's post in memes. You 1.8k people wanted it.
Vastovic Nick says the guy walking by is gonna trip on his shoelace. Anyways, nice.
Emot says 420.
Werid Mythonic Otho says but how did you take this picture?
Hey it's Marari says it's a nice time. Calms 224 says this is epic.
EMRBRT says Friday is 6th day of week and September 9th month it is 6 and 9 it means 69 420 13 nice.
Now let's go to today's post in memes. She ruined lives. Now Fubel says from the moment we moved in together my husky went crazy for my ex, always with her and ignored me after having him for 2 years. I even agreed to let her keep him after we broke up because he loved her so much. Felt bad man.
Nikarus says my cat was like this for a while after moving in with my girlfriend, but now she sleeps on top of her. I think it's a dominance thing.
Kingach48 says she's gotta go.
A Scotsman says considering that the husky probably helped in getting her.
A Drapoon says no one gonna bring up how that's a different dog and guy in both pictures.
Mhas87 says funny how that works.
Now let's go to today's post in memes. Dramatic music plays. Jugderp says I can't get over this scene. It's so majestic.
Duke of Middle Bosnia says best damn pirate I ever seen.
The Terminator 2000 replies so it would seem.
Vincent Viga 0506 says we don't have downstairs. We are poor.
Not an emo 69 says Cornelius Hubertus.
Delpo's Play says can't I upvote more than once? Now let's go to today's post in memes. One apple a year keeps your wallet empty. Minecraft Meerkat says this picture has disturbed me. VanGOP replies you are welcome.
Kostek96 says well can't wait to see this creepy Forsaken by God thing in my nightmares.
VanGOP replies you are welcome.
Ben Sheloch says nobody buying it might be a tiny bit of an exaggeration.
VanGOP replies just a little bit for meme purposes.
Now let's go to today's post in memes. The madlads are actually doing it. B4 Nanafish says photography of this area is strictly prohibited. Literal photo of the area on the internet.
Martyred says these two Dutch guys were planning on leaving on September 19th and have nothing to do with storming Area 51. They have been released already as well.
Ermomac says meet the scout.
Zombie Ninja 9000 says I thought it was the 20th, did they move it?
Ephesus Tinkea says seems like Gandalf changed sides.
Babik says Netherland.
Now let's go to today's post in Mildly Interesting. My black cat looks like my white cat's shadow.
Jeffrey Epstein's host says how did your white cat grow a shark fin?
Joshua Forlong replies we fed him shark food on accident.
God of Peace says our confusing perspective.
Fighterville Bimonlight says please tell me they are named Luna and Artemis.
Joshua Forlong replies they are.
Z88 Dyson Sphere says so it seems your cat has developed a stand. Now let's go to today's post in Interesting as fuck. Displaying different material used in real time.
A half dozen 6 says I've seen similar ones to go over paint swatches for walls, rather than cabinetry. Great idea.
Maddie Acreo says what are you doing? Keep going down the line. I need more. Pathamer says damn in my lifetime I'll probably never be able to afford such a nice picture of a kitchen like that one.
Balator says that is a great way to decide colors.
Diabeticdonut says I work for my father who owns a carpentry business that mainly makes kitchens. What is this called and where do I get one? This would make creating multiple color samples obsolete while assisting the customers in making the biggest decision about their kitchens. We need IT.
Chaos 666 says our Design.
Now let's go to today's post in AWW. There was a young kitten that lived in a slipper.
Achel Ray says much cuter than the fucking spider I found in mine the other day.
Other Lichtbringer says.
Lady Cashew says I just made the most inhuman awe noise.
Drown in the Void replies my wife did the same thing when I showed it to her this morning. It was so high-pitched 3 of our dogs came running in the bedroom, and 2 jumped in bed. Edit, in case she sees this, they were laying only 3 feet from the open door to begin with.
Lazy Lena says that sleepy face with one ear still hidden is the best thing.
Hildkiine says oh my god I would accidentally wear it. Now let's go to today's post in AWW. Every morning my wife and I get booked awake.
Tiger Lily C says hey. Hey. Boop, hey, boop. TYSC3 says I love how it acts like it knows it's done something mischievous. Very fucking cute.
Defiant Plum 9 says my cat does the same except she just keeps her paw on my face and slowly sinks her claw more and more into my cheek flesh until I wake up and call her names for bugging me when she already has food and water. Love her to bits. Greg Joe 88 says okay, everyone is going crazy about the skincare routine and my wife would like everyone to know she is very flattered but she is just a normal person and she has pimples which you can see at the very end of the video. Her skincare routine is Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream most nights. Her eyebrow game is legitimately fierce though. My mother-in-law says it's all genetics.
Zogmaster says that's fucking adorable.
Cheesy Antility says cute oh my god. Tell your wife that also her skin and eyebrows are both really top tier.
Now let's go to today's post in funny. Spent 10 minutes snapping pics of my wife so she could have the perfect sexy Instagram photo. When she was finally happy I asked her to return the favor. We got this beauty in one take.
Bijust says looks like a GTA loading pic. What filter did you use?
Pimmock replies it was in the Photoshop Express app. Charm. Then they have loads of numbered options. This might be Charm 17.
Chris Mess says FTFY, background people be gone whoa. Gilded. Thanks anonymous redditor.
Keiko Bat says Batman returns Batman forever Batman goes tropical Batman returns forever.
Wasp Mouse says this looks like some kind of commercial but I'm not really sure what for.
Pimmock replies sex.
Now let's go to today's post in funny. The real issues.
Razael says I couldn't believe how many people in my company, a tech firm, replies all to a company email group with 1800 people with, please remove me from the group.
Kerry Borman says I work at a pretty big company and someone accidentally included the entire company on a small project's email chain. 2 or 3 reply alls later the first person had enough. He hits reply all and says I would like to be removed from this email chain. That's when all hell broke loose. Within an hour 40-50 more reply all the same thing. Then the reply all with the stop hitting reply all started. It was an endless back and forth. Please remove me followed by stop replying all. All in all over 200 emails hit us all in about 2 days. Some more trickled through for the next week. Some were absolutely furious. I sat back and loved every minute of it. I'm positive that first guy who hit reply all knew exactly what he was doing. Slick fuck.
Grateful Guitar 57 says this was so bad at corporation I used to work at, that the corp attorney sent an email demanding that people stop hitting reply all to company-wide communications. Someone replied all, hey, that's a good idea. QBRIC says usually company-wide emails are just announcements. I don't understand why people feel the need to reply to those. It is like giving feedback to a hurricane warning.
Deezawiza says stop sending company-wide email with the recipients into CC instead of BCC.
Mojo says I'm in a big company that provides consulting services to a lot of government on-duty clients, with employees worldwide. When I lived in San Diego, it was common practice when somebody left the firm for them to send a goodbye email to the San Diego email distro. People replying all to these was a huge problem. People would start replying all to tell the offenders to stop replying all. It was so annoying. One time, someone sent a goodbye email and announced they had gotten a government job. Someone used the reply all to say congrats and tell the guy how much he wants a government job because he hates working for the company. Ouch. He was let go that same day, and the company put out a policy limiting the use of reply all on company-wide emails.
Now let's go to today's post in funny. Told you I am not at all interested in all that food. Spartan Fruze says his head keeps going further back every time, and that cracks me up.
Budsigus says I love that it gets more dramatic each time. I'm not interested. I'm not. I'm NOOOOT.
Haiku Magician says silly human doesn't even know that I'm staring at his food all the time.
Dakar26 says also me when I'm trying to cheat on a test.
Dois Dismixon says my wife when I'm looking at something funny on my phone.
All for REDDIT says I'm more impressed that the human didn't once smile or laugh.
Now let's go to today's post in funny. Printers.
Scarfio says years ago I had a printer, I think it was an Epson, that had an emergency print mode. If it was running low on any color, emergency print would do its best to print your document with whatever ink it had available. Even if all it had was yellow, by God it would print your document in yellow. If it had nothing by cyan and magenta and you wanted to print a photo of your cat, you'd get a funky posterized picture of your cat. But it would still print it. God, I missed that printer.
GT says and trying to cancel something that's already in the queue is almost as hard as trying to cancel Comcast. Xenophic99 says but you have cyan. No, fuck you. This is cheap cyan. I want the official cyan edit. Yes, I am talking about HP. Fuck you HP.
Ezro says ink. That'll be zero whole new printer zero.
Official Gone Zero says printers and the ink cartridges are the biggest scam that you can ever buy into.
Bitter Cynical Angry says I'm out of ink. Amazing and kind of sad that this is 10 years old and still as relevant as ever.
Now let's go to today's post in funny. So inspiring.
Holmes02 says but did he applaud the pilot for the safe landing?
Fendermark says on a flight from Amsterdam to Boston I saw a woman, who was clearly not from Boston, stand up, grab her bag, and stand in the aisle the moment they announce we were beginning our approach to Logan. The rest of us are buckled in, phones off, gear stowed. She was severely chastised by the crew.
Starboon1 says it's the adequate trophy that gets me, face with tears of joy.
J0N66 says I just witnessed some guy get up and go to the washroom right when the plane was speeding up on the runway to start elevating. Never heard the flight attendant so loud on the speaker telling someone to sit down. Lol, fuck people.
Hamburger says what an upstanding citizen.
Lily Rose 2489 says if I had to pick a thing about flying to get people to stop doing, it's not this. Standing up in no way hurts me as long as you still wait your turn to leave. What I cannot stand is how people crowd up against the luggage carousel so you can't see around them. If we all just stood back, everyone could see. You could step up when you see your bag rather than sending against the goddamn thing the whole time. It drives me nuts.
Now let's go to today's post in oddly satisfying. This pic of an ending day.
Anfden0 says instant unintentional album cover.
Free Rangeline says definitely weird that the sky in front would have the exact hue as the sky in the mirror.
Sabrina Collada says Arvapor with the aesthetics edit. Spelling.
NOPE 134 says this is so corny, but the beauty of a sunset will never cease to amaze me.
Tanaris BM says objects in mirror are more aesthetic than they appear. Chmukes 97 says looks like the sky is running Ubuntu.
Now let's go to today's post in pics. NYC from an airplane, tonight.
DWJB says is it turned on every 9/11 only? Rock says http://imgur.com/gallery/x2bjxlj.
Mzanethropic says could see the smoke from my stoop in the Bronx on the 9th of November 2001. Was one of 3 kids left in class before dismissal because my mother's job didn't permit her to just leave midday. Oddly vivid memory.
When Ducks Attack says if anybody's curious, here's an article more on the technical side. Each of the 88 instruments used are made by Italian company Space Cannon and houses a 7000 W xenon bulb.
DETTEN17 says how many lumens is it pumping out?
Esther replies at least 4.
Now let's go to today's post in pics. On 9/11 I like to remind people who make fun of the French of this photo.
Spartan 2470 says here is a higher quality version of this image. Here is the source. Credit to the photographer, Philippe Agnafili, who took this on September 4, 2011. WTC Paris New York Fujifilm A1009.69.4mm 1/180/100 flash, off. Did not fire.
Any name left says USA's oldest ally.
Happy Aboutouan says nothing but respect for the French. They have stood with the United States from very early on in its history. Edit. Thank you for the platinum. It is very much appreciated.
Jean Edouard Blasses says I love France. The people in Paris are sort of grumpy but so are New Yorkers. Big cities are often like that. It's a beautiful country with unparalleled food and they've been a real ally to the US for the long time. Vive la France.
Rainbow Turtles 296 says every year this day slowly becomes more and more like a holiday.
Arc Evidence 5 says it's all about the respect.
Now let's go to today's post and pics. The contents of a Dutch police car.
Propoli says how do they decide who gets to wear the jacket when it gets cold?
Cloud Dizzle says are we not going to talk about why they have 2 door rams in one car? Are they busting in so many doors that it's standard issue per cop?
Wexera says they even have 2 of them teddy bears.
WINEVDINEDAND69 Ed replies mildly interesting. All the Dutch good bears.
Appli Edmuth says are knowing for those who are interested in layouts like this.
Robert says why do they need 6 copies of VLC player?
Now let's go to today's post in GIFs. Trump's approval rating rises to 88%.
The Mega Benson says PABOTUS reports so far, https://i.imgur.com/qpsoftc.jpg edit. I'm done normalizing his behavior, everyone. The president took a Sharpie eye to a map to continue his lie to the people. This is not normal. This is not okay. If this were Obama, Republicans would have already impeached him. I would also be strong in my disapproval just like you see today. It's time to stand up to the lies and hatred. This president is unfit for office and deserves to be removed by impeachment or voting in 2020.
Black Rahubab says when this thing hits 88%, you're going to see some serious shit.
Antiquity says that little hand makes it.
Psycho says no, he just needs to turn the graph upside down.
Think because you are says fuck. It's still actually at 38%. That's scary haha.
South London says, my strong hand.
Now let's go to today's post in world news. Trump provoked stunned silence by shouting where's my favorite dictator at meeting with Egyptian officials, report.
Snaggy Crab says cue everyone at the Onion throwing their hands up in frustration.
Deleted, says, removed. Deleted. Replies. Removed. Deleted. Replies. Removed. Deleted. Replies. Removed.
Poston70 says, dude, what if Kim hears you?
Now let's go to today's post in space. The clearest image of Mars ever taken.
Fugensnet says, what is that long scar around the midsection of the planet? Raskus says, source, https://mars.nasa.gov/resources/6453/Vales-Marinaris-Hemisphere-enhanced/ mosaic of the Vales-Marinaris hemisphere of Mars projected into point perspective, a view similar to that which one would see from a spacecraft. The distance is 2,500 kilometers from the surface of the planet, with the scale being 0.6 km pixel. The mosaic is composed of 102 Viking orbiter images of Mars. The center of the scene, Lot-8, long 78, shows the entire Vales-Marinaris Canyon system, over 2,000 kilometers long and up to 8 kilometers deep, extending from Noctis Labyrinthus, the arcuate system of Graben to the west, to the chaotic terrain to the east. Many huge ancient river channels begin from the chaotic terrain from north-central canyons and run north. The three Tharsis volcanoes, dark red spots, each about 25 kilometers high, are visible to the west. South of Vales-Marinaris is very ancient terrain covered by many impact craters.
RJ1021 says, dang, if you zoom in, you can see the individual craters. Awesome picture.
Ask me about me. Birgit says those 2, 3 impact craters on the left, are they fresh? Is that why they're a darker brown color? Edit. They're volcanoes. Thank you.
Vicob says, it reminds me a picture of Earth without water. Mars looks like our home Earth without oceans. https://imgur.com/zoomhdt.
Deleted. Says. Removed.
Now let's go to today's post in Murdered by Words. Wise advice.
TT Dan SS says, is she looking for a stalker?
Silan Mistra 2 says, maybe just marry someone who you wouldn't block, and who wouldn't block you. MR Venom 23 says, thank you. I'm not the only guy who refuses to deal with that kind of bullshit. Edit. This applies to men or whatever someone may identify as. So enough with accusations of being sexist.
Calico Crabsocks says, this is the kind of bullshit that leads people to believe that no doesn't mean no.
Deformed Love says, yeah, if I block you I literally don't wanna see you ever again.
Charles Gray 1832 says, a girl once blocked me, so I figured me okay, must have done something wrong, time to move on with my life. 3 months later she unlocks me and asks why I never called, as opposed to Facebook Messenger. This shit is, if nothing else, a major red flag.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.